The Johnny Rocket Launchpad. And now, here's Johnny.
Hey, it's Johnny Rocket here at the Johnny Rocket Launchpad, launching ideas in your direction, the Northwest's only rock and roll libertarian radio show. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Kurt Nelson.
Fucking A, baby.
My voice of reason, Miss Heather Nixon.
Hello.
And we are always launching ideas in your direction on LibertyTalk.fm, NWCZRadio.com, and all of our other networks. You can check us out at JohnnyRocketLaunchpad.com, our Facebook /JR Launchpad, and our Twitter at JR Launch. So what we do here on the fourth segment is we always review the rocket fire. It's kind of become a new
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's kind of like a new tradition.
Yeah.
We never used to do this before.
No, I dig it.
I think it's been like that, last maybe 3 months, 2 months?
It's because we're growing up. We're kind of teenagers now.
We're not like children.
We're not toddlers anymore.
Episode 1. Give me the bottle.
Hand me that bottle. This is going to be fun. Getting drunk and saying fuck a lot.
It's a fucking, we can do it on the radio, dude. Yeah. I just like rocket fire. I think these are fun questions, and I don't know if you guys can do it. I can probably do one, honestly.
The first one, I'm right out. Nope.
Question 1. Can you name at least 3 Supreme Court judges?
May I use the internet?
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I can't. Nope.
I can name one. Clarence Thomas, honestly.
Clarence Carter.
Clarence Thomas. Clarence Carter, motherfucker.
And you only know him because of the pubic hair on the Coke can.
The pubic hair on the Coke can.
See, I'm not familiar either. Will you tell the story,
You
please?
don't remember about the sexual harassment scandal when he was going to be appointed? You don't remember any of that?
And
Please,
I just need to point out real quick that it's harassment now.
Is it harassment?
Yeah, it's
harassment.
Nope, it's been officially changed to harassment, probably because of her ass and sexual harassment.
Harassment. I like
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Sounds better.
Anyway,
Uranus, not Uranus. All right.
Is this the same Clarence Carter dude you were just talking about?
Are we talking about Clarence Carter or Clarence Thomas?
Ooh, shit, Clarence Carter.
Clarence Thomas.
Strokin. Okay, so what about the Coke can and the pubic hair?
When he was, going to be appointed, there were sexual harassment charges that from his past, and women came forward, and supposedly he made some comment because there was a hair on the top of a soda pop can, and he said it was a pubic hair.
Oh, Lord.
This was, I don't know, it's like in the 80s? I don't know.
Really? That's crazy shit.
You don't remember any of that?
No, I was watching fucking MASH and shit. I don't know. I was watching like Transformers. I was watching Transformers. I was a kid. I didn't follow politics when I was like 7 or 8. Or
I
9.
still don't.
I can't remember what year it was.
It was probably like around the time of like Oliver North. I remember seeing Oliver North all over TV. I didn't understand what the big deal was when I was a kid.
What?
What? There's a general always on TV. Fuck. All right. 2, can price gouging be good?
Sure it can.
I think it can.
agree.
I agreed with Mack's answer. Basically, price gouging can be good because here's the deal. If I'm an entrepreneur and let's just say Washington State or Seattle area gets bombarded by a hurricane, and all of a sudden we know that a hurricane is coming from the Pacific, and it's going to smack right dab into Seattle, and then all of a sudden I'm an entrepreneur and I'm like, hey, batteries are now like $30 a pack. Before they were $6 a pack.
Right.
So what does that do? Like, if I didn't gouge those prices, what would you do? Or as an individual?
I would sell them cheaper.
You as an individual, you have scarcity. There's scarcity involved. So you only have a limited number of batteries and as a store owner. But what would you do as a consumer?
I would drive to Idaho, go buy a shitload of batteries, come back and sell them for $27 a pack.
So the reason, you said the key word. You would buy a shitload of them.
Right.
Why?
So that I can make a profit.
All right. Well, okay. Or you would sell them yourself, right?
Yeah.
Well, the reason that price gouging is good is because it would actually keep that Anita Hill is the whole thing with Clarence Thomas. What would it? I kind of remember that. Yeah,
I remember that name. Yes.
But when you price gouge,
thank you, Heather.
Basically, you are keeping that product available on the market. So instead of having a whole bunch of people running to the store buying 15, 20 packs of batteries for $5 each, you'd only buy maybe 1 or 2 packs of batteries at $30 each, and therefore you would have those remaining batteries for other people.
And we would buy no batteries because we spent our money on beer and cigarettes.
Right.
So
That's right.
We might have candles, maybe.
But what we would do, though, is we would go to you, Kurt, and we'd be like, hey, Kurt, you only have $10. I have $10, and Heather has $10. we'll all go down, buy our batteries for one pack of batteries for $30, and we'll share a flashlight.
Well, here's the thing, though. I wouldn't buy any batteries whatsoever because
you have a generator out in the back.
I would invite you all over to SOS, where we have a generator and a battery backup and windmills on the...
and a shotgun.
And a shotgun.
We're good. And we can defend the property.
That's right.
And pit bulls.
And pit bulls. A pair of them. Yep.
Can't go wrong with that, man. But I'm just saying price gouging can be good because it actually,
I feel you, man.
keeps that commodity in circulation, and it actually is available to people who are willing to pay the extra money. And let's look at the flip side of it is you could also have people coming from out of town, from Iowa or Idaho. You can have them coming in from Idaho and Oregon, and they're going to come out and they're going to be price gouging.
Well, and here's the thing. I think it boils down to a retailer has a right to charge whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And a customer has the choice to shop there or not.
And when you put laws on those, when you put like artificial laws on price gouging, what it will do is it won't let people get that product at all. So if you weren't allowed to price gouge, and it was illegal to, then would anyone come over here to Washington to help anyone out?
No, everybody be at SOS.
You know what I mean? People wouldn't be coming in from Idaho or Oregon to help people in Washington.
Right.
So do you think it's okay, though, you remember the big cereal scandal where they found out, like, the big 3 cereal companies were communicating with each other and artificially inflating the prices of cereal?
No, I hadn't heard that.
So there was no competition because they were all setting their prices super high.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could buy generic, but...
Buy generic. There's always an option.
Who wants to buy generic?
So do you think that that's okay for them to do that, to be in cahoots?
Mm-hmm. They can do what they want. I'm saying is there's always an alternate. Then don't buy that cereal anymore because the money, your dollar votes.
Yeah, I do. I think, as long as they're not in cahoots and fucking with the stock market and that kind of shit.
But I don't think there should be a law saying you guys can't coordinate.
Hey, wait a minute, man.
No, it's bullshit. Here's the beautiful thing with like capitalism is there's always going to be another guy trying to compete with another guy. If these guys have a so-called monopoly on something, there's always going to be another guy who's going to try to do something better and by competition or through competition. So no, I think it's kind of I believe price gouging can be actually good. Question 3, I can't read.
You need a flashlight.
What is I'm going to pay $30 for a flashlight. What is the longest the president can serve?
Oh, come on, man.
It's not 8.
6.5 years.
No.
Well, isn't there some sort of hubbub going on because they're trying to decide if Clinton can run again?
I thought you could only have 2 terms ever.
Originally, there was no term limits. It started as a tradition from George Washington, who
stepped down after his second term.
And then every president followed suit until FDR.
But I didn't. In the original question, I didn't think we
it's actually 10 years. 2 years he can be elected for 2 terms, but no more than 2 years if someone else was elected on top of that.
So because we were watching House of Cards, I asked the question because Frank became president because he was vice president and the president was impeached. So he became president. So my question was, if he was elected again as president, would he be able to do a second term?
Yes.
He would be able to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if he got impeached and it was so he could serve another 2 years if he wasn't elected, up to 2 years. And then he could be reelected 2 more times after that.
What if he was bumped up to president for 3 years?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm confused on the question.
So he becomes president from vice president?
Yes.
And then can have 2 terms on top of that.
Can he? That's the question.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but
so that's what you're saying, where you can get 10 from.
Right.
Gotcha.
But it can only be for 10 years. So if I guess that the first guy that was elected under, he's vice president or whatever, and he gets impeached or whatever, it has to be after the 2-year mark. And then he can be a president for 2 years and then run 2 more times for a total of 10.
For a total of 10.
So if the president got assassinated during his first year as president and the vice president he could not then.
As far as I understood, that's correct. He can only go to
10 years max period.
Right.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I didn't either until today. Thank you.
See, my answer would have been 8.
Yeah, that's what Mack said.
But then I was trying to back out of that because you said it's not 8, and so I was like, I'm just
smirking.
I'm just not going to say anything then. Fuck you, buddy.
It was a loaded question.
It was.
It's loaded.
Thank you.
Mandatory voting, is it a good thing?
Mandatory voting?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to push now, man.
Nope, that's a bad thing.
No, it wasn't it. It's nobody's pushing it. They just suggested it. They just said it, but nobody's pushing for it. I think they're making more of a big thing out of some comments people made.
But why would you even entertain the idea?
It's because that's some shit that Jacques came up with.
Fuck that
Dude,
Jacques
everyone
guy.
should fucking have to
Jacques
vote,
Rousseau.
bruh.
Yeah, brah. Brah. Are teachers underpaid? Kurt?
Nope.
Explanation on that? Or
Nope, that's all.
Okay. Heather, do you think teachers are underpaid?
Are you talking about like
I don't know.
public employee elementary school teachers, or are you talking about
Any public
or
school,
college professors who make quite a bit more money?
public school teachers?
I don't know.
I think
They make $60,000 a year, and they only work 9 months out of the year.
Does that include benefits, healthcare package,
Oh, yeah.
retirement? So that's their whole package.
They get paid on top of the benefits they receive.
You sure about
And
that?
yeah, and plus it's longevity. So some of them, the range fluctuates based on
10 year
that's
and all that.
tenure and shit like that.
That's an average.
It's average. I can't say,
Okay.
well, this district, and I'm just giving you
You
an
could,
average.
but if you did some research, but you clearly didn't. So.
Yeah, I did not.
I'm kidding with you, man.
I did not do that much of research. No, I did not. But I don't think teachers are underpaid. I think that's a lot of fucking money.
Well, I think I like what Max said. Like, if they feel like they're not, that's cool. Go ahead and try and find another gig, or I mean,
Right.
I think some of the argument for that is because you have to go to school for so long to become a teacher that the wages versus what it costs to meet the requirements to become a teacher aren't exactly equitable.
I think you can be like a public, like K through 12 teacher on a bachelor's degree.
You can.
So, I mean, and 4 years is not nothing for sure. But I think there are probably, like I always joke about people from Alaska taking Arctic marine biology and getting like a fucking doctorate in it. Like, cool. There's not a lot of jobs out there for Arctic marine biologists.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So they become teachers.
Yeah. So you become, hopefully you become a professor. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Right. I'm going to hire you here at the at Staples.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Do lawsuits make the world a safer place? Well, I don't think so. I think that's ultimately false. I think, what Mac was saying with litigation is we're a litigation crazy society right now. Everyone wants to sue everyone. Diving boards aren't allowed anymore because people are afraid they're going to get fucking sued.
Okay. Though let's step back
Stepping back.
and play devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate.
Wait, just repeat it. That's cool. Like devil's advocate. Devil's advocate.
No,
Devil's
this is
advocate.
Yes.
The original intent of a lawsuit, I think, was pure.
Absolutely.
Has it been exploited? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's ridiculous. It's like over the top. I guess the main problem is that half these people, for example, the poor bastard who has a sign on his property that says "Do not enter," only encourages people to what?
Yeah, hello. Right.
Come on
Don't press this red button.
in. Right.
I think there can be the potential to make the world safer because of public awareness. For example, my cousin was severely burned by hot tap water because the mobile home, when they installed the hot water tank, it was turned all the way up. The water got turned on and it was so hot it literally melted his skin.
Holy shit.
And so not only did there come an industry standard to make sure that those hot water tanks were set at a certain temperature when they came out, but then news stories so people became aware to check their own hot water tanks. So I think that the public awareness and maybe companies changing policies because of the danger. And yes, I do think that while my aunt and uncle did not sue, they could have to give my cousin a more secure future because he
Sure.
became permanently disabled.
Wow. I'm just saying that a lot of these people get sued. That's a valid argument, Heather. I'm saying that there is some people, though, who, even if they do win the lawsuit, they actually lose more money by buying a lawyer and defending themselves, and now they're fucking bankrupt because they had to defend themselves and won, but now they still can't afford anything because of the legal procedures.
All I'm saying, though, is a lot like gun laws. Don't blame the lawsuit. Blame the people.
Right. Absolutely. And I agree with Heather on that in the sense that, it's a good thing. There needs to be law. There needs to be lawsuits. I just think that we've overstepped our bounds.
Right. Yeah. Like Kurt said, people definitely abuse it. But if you were the cause of injury, especially if there was intent and you knew that what you were doing could cause harm,
sure.
Then, and if you hurt somebody, then maybe you should be responsible for their medical care or whatever.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. Can revenge be good? I don't know why I put this here, but it's kind of a morality question.
It's a morality question.
I think revenge can be good, but
revenge feels good.
Yeah. I think forgiveness is better. I'm going to be kind of like the angel here.
Oh Lord, come on. Are you back to Jock again?
No, I'm being me. I'm just saying, revenge it can be good. I'm not saying it can't, but I think forgiveness is better than revenge. But, for example, if we get bombed, like I like Mack's analogy, 9/11, we get attacked. Guess what?
You got some shit coming, guys.
Yeah. I mean, and it doesn't go against the non-aggression principle if we're defending ourselves. And so revenge can be good in that sense of the term. So
Agreed.
Heather, anything on that?
Well, there's so many levels of revenge. I mean, there's personal, petty, there's lots of people that take it way over the edge. And then you can say success is best revenge. Blah.
Blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Ultimately, I mean, if you're going to spend all of your time trying to plan to get somebody because you felt as though they slighted you, someone that's not healthy. But yeah, if they get theirs in the end, even if it's just from karma, then that's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it feels good to go.
Right. 8, if a private company receives money from the government, then they should be subject to the rules of the federal government.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I mean, you're kind of selling your soul in a sense.
Yeah.
But you're accepting that money, so you have to deal with all the fucking bullshit red tape you put yourself through. In the long run, it might be better not to.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can retain some sort of self-value, I guess. I don't know. I have not been tainted by this fucking government entity, whatever. Heather, anything?
Right, yeah. The big one is the Civil Rights Act, where if any organization, agency, company receives any federal funds, and cities, counties, charities, they receive federal funds, and then they have to abide by the Civil Rights Act. And if they don't, then they can lose the funding. They can have to pay fines. Blah 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 blah. And yes, because you signed up for that, then you have to abide by those laws. And just like the state education system, the whole Common Core thing is tied up into this federal money, where the states do not, they want to be independent, and they don't want to, the teachers are absolutely opposed to it because they take time out of the regular curriculum to teach how to pass these standardized tests to keep getting the federal money. And it's just a big never-ending circle.
Yeah, that gets really ugly.
It gets hairy quick. Which hand does the Statue of Liberty hold the torch? You guys know?
Right.
Are you sure? Want to look it up?
Pretty sure. Yeah. I'm going to look it up, you dick.
I think it is all right.
All right.
You think you wrote the question?
I didn't
What is wrong with
that? That doesn't matter.
That doesn't mean anything.
It's like kind of.
I didn't look up the answer to the question. I thought.
Why did you even? That's like the weirdest. You're just like, I need fillers.
It was a filler. I thought it was funny though.
Don't move on yet. This is probably an edit, but. Yep, right hand.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Yes, Kurt.
Yes. I got one.
All right, what are some reasons to oppose Common Core?
I think there might be problems with that. That law seems a little weird.
It seemed a little weird.
A little goofy there in the end there.
They used some of that weird writing in there.
Have you seen those math problems?
I know.
Have you seen them?
They're crazy.
A little bit, like helping my kids do their homework.
Why do I find that funny? Oh, yes. I could see you at the table with a calculator.
No, have you ever seen lattice? Lattice.
No.
This is, and it totally works. You make this grid, and I can't even remember to explain it right now, but
it's a system.
It's a system of doing math without a calculator.
Do you
Kind of
like
like, remember doing times tables?
Uh-huh.
Kind of like that, only, God, off the top of my head, I can't, I'm going to bum me out. I have to look it up. But just going through doing math with like, oh, hey, Dad, can you help me out with fractions? Well, of course I can. Yeah, no problem.
Right,
and so
right.
I sit there and I help my daughter with fractions. And she's like, I've never seen this before, ever. What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
That's not the way they're teaching us nowadays, old fuck. My daughter doesn't really talk to me like that.
Well,
but
Yes, she does.
she does.
Well, like what I got out of it is, first of all, it nationalizes education. All right. First thing, that's bad. It's bad for students because a one-size-fits-all education isn't the best thing for all kids.
That's why No Child Left Behind, though, bro.
That did not work. It's bad for parents. Parents have no say-so in whatsoever what they want their kids to do. Bad for teachers. They have no control. They can't experiment with the kids in the sense of get into the gas chamber experimentation. I'm talking
Right.
like, hey, let's try this because this is obviously not working. You're a retard.
Yeah, so you go through a generation of kids and go, oh, yeah, we made a mistake. Sorry, that generation's fucked.
It violates privacy. There's a lot of data mining on kids that they go through.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Taxpayers will pay in Washington State will pay $300 million to implement Common Core.
Common Core.
Common Core, $300 million.
Good times.
More of teaching tests. Another one, it's unconstitutional. And then, have you seen those goddamn math problems?
Right.
You
Yeah.
just like they do these things on TV where they have the math problems up on the board and they have people come by and it's like, can you tell us what 2 + 4 + 6 is? And they write the answer. There's the answer. And they go, wrong. And then they work it out and it's like this 10-step system that they're supposed to do.
That's crazy. Anyway, so we want to thank Mack Worley very much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you, Mac.
and-
You're a badass.
Yeah, you're a badass guy, man. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And I really enjoy doing Rocket Fire review with you guys.
Thanks, man.
It's fucking fun.
That is a good time.
It's always fun, man. You guys are great. Love you guys.
You're great, man.
You're great.
You're great.
Heather, you're great.
Heather, you are great.
You are great.
Thanks, Kurt. You're great.
Wow. Ouch.
Great too, Johnny.
All right.
Oh, she loves you.
No, she doesn't.
She loves you.
Anyway, so this is Johnny Rocket on the Johnny Rocket Launchpad, launching ideas in your direction, a Northwest only rock and roll libertarian radio show. We're going to be back next week. We're going to go to Viva. So see you guys when we get back.
Viva Las Vegas.